All right, well, we want to welcome you to our webinar. Today we're here to talk about how to turn your ideas into a business. This is the first of 3 winter lunchtime webinars in this series that we're presenting. And it is our desire to provide you with information that is useful and makes you seriously stop and think about the planning stage of a business, from concept to reality. This webinar series is designed to help startups, but it's also to guide those that already own a business and are thinking about rebranding. Dee and I welcome your questions and will be happy to answer them at the end of the webinar. Since this is designed to be a lunchtime learning, we don't want to take up too much of your time, but we want you to leave here with a better understanding and a plan of turning your ideas into a business. We will try our best to stick to our goal of no more than 30 minutes today. We're just so glad you're able to join us, so let's get started. For those of you who may not already know us, we'll introduce ourselves to you and give you some background on who we are. My name is Pam, and I'm the owner of Balanced Numbers Consulting Services. My business is run from within the cloud. I started consulting on a part-time basis in 2009 while holding down a full-time job at the same time. In 2014, I stopped working outside of my home and opened my doors as a full-time consulting firm, and I've been loving it ever since. It truly was one of the best decisions I have ever made, and the freedom it brings to my life is very satisfying. My passion is to see business owners flourish, and I enjoy helping them get their businesses up and running, organizing and defining their roles, and assisting them in managing their business, basically creating a sensible work-life balance for them. I offer business management, office support services, and bookkeeping, which keeps me busy but happy. When I'm not working, I spend most of my time with my family or traveling with my husband. But in my spare time, I love to read, hike, bake, and explore new places. And now, here's Dee.
Thank you, Pam. Hi, I am Dee Burke, owner and creator of Virtual Dee. I am a creative admin guru that helps small businesses and entrepreneurs in all phases of their business. My goal is to assist my client with day-to-day tasks and help them check things off their to-do list so they can focus on growing their business. My specialty is administrative services, graphic design, HR, and operations management. I bring over 15 years of experience as a small business owner with a hands-on operation to my clients. As a former UPS store franchisee, I grew a business from the ground up, starting at 0 customers and 0 sales. I survived a corporate buyout that yielded a brand change for my business, a business relocation of my store, the recession of 2008, and a storefront rebuild after a car drove through it. I held a seat on the board for the local Chamber of Commerce for 6 years, with my final duty as the chair of the executive committee. I've served on the United Way board, volunteered as a parade coordinator for an annual town festival, and helped organize several annual charity runs. I'm a self-starter, determined, detail-oriented, task-driven, and love to help customers. I strive to not only meet but exceed my clients' expectations with a customized approach to helping them meet their needs. In my spare time, I'm a wife and a mother of 2. I love to golf, run, hike, and seek new adventures with my husband and children. The most important things in life are to teach my children by example to live, laugh, and love.
Awesome. Okay, so before we get going with the actual webinar, we have a couple of, I think, 3 polls. So we're going to launch the first one. Now, we had a little trouble putting this together, so bear with us, and let's hope this works. Okay, I am not sure if everybody can see this or not, so if you can't, please type into the chat section and let us know, but we have the poll open. What is your favorite way to let go and find passion? And if everybody can see that, I'm not sure if they can. I'm not getting anything in the chat. Do you see anything in the chat, Dee?
I don't, and the poll did not pop up on my side this time either. So
My goodness. All
I
right.
have the same issue.
Okay. So it must have worked because we did get, everybody loves to hike in the woods. That's so awesome.
Nice.
That is awesome.
Oh.
Oh, all right. So are you happy with what you presently do? Stop and think about what makes you happy. What about your current situation makes you stop and say, that makes me happy? Or conversely, that is something I definitely don't like to do. What truly makes you happy? What do you do best? What makes you feel complete? These are some of the basic questions to ask yourself right off the top. Ask yourself, what are your skills? What do you do best? Maybe you're great at organizing, like making order out of chaos. Maybe you really enjoy talking with people or sitting at a desk using a computer. Make a list of what your present skills are. Ask yourself, what are your beliefs? What I mean by this is, whatever you are in life is a reflection of what you believe to be possible for you in this world. If you don't upgrade your beliefs to match your current or future goals, you'll remain stuck where you are. Keeping your beliefs static will make life's journey far less fulfilling. And Deepak Chopra says that a static belief is like a microchip that sends out the same signal over and over because that is how it is programmed. This step takes some time and some serious soul searching. Start with the obvious, such as turning a negative phrase into a positive one. Instead of, when you turn 50, life is downhill from there, make that become, I will be active and healthy. Change your negative thoughts into positive ones. Changing those beliefs will help move you in the direction of your dreams. Stepping back from technology isn't easy in today's world. Pick a day or two and make sure you turn off your computer, mute your phone, and turn off any other outside influences. Choose a place where you can just sit and think. Take a walk on the beach, sit under the shade of a big oak tree. Prepare yourself to just listen to your thoughts. Write down anything that comes to mind. Let your mind be open to all possibilities as you guide yourself through this process. Don't shoot down any thoughts. Let them all flow and just write them down. You can review them later. For now, just let your mind think of all the possibilities. Lastly, ask yourself these important questions. Where do you see yourself in 2 years? How about 5? Jump ahead to 10 years. The answer to these questions are really important in helping make your business plan. All right, so now we let the brainstorming begin. You find a quiet place without interruption. Like I mentioned before, maybe it's a beach, a walk through the forest, your favorite rock in a meadow, or even a room in your house where you can just close the door and have no one around. Wherever that is for you, take yourself there and let the stillness be your guide for letting the ideas flow through. With phones, computers, carpools, kids, pets, and a myriad of things, you need to take yourself out of the regular routine and make time for you and your thoughts. Keep your mind open and listen to others around you. You may not always know best where your passions lie or what your best talents are, but your closest friends and family members will. It lies within their compliments about you, what you do, and how you do it. Listen and allow yourself to just drink in what others have to say about you. Don't be afraid to ask them questions and listen to their answers. They have known you for years and will be a great guide to the things you love, dislike, cherish, and the values that you hold closest to you. Revisit those childhood memories that made you smile. We all have favorite memories of our childhood. Things we loved to do as kids. Things we remember as great times. Make sure you think about those in the process, as often things we learned and things we love stem from those favorite happy places. Make a vision board, one of my favorites. This will help you with the present, but it will also help you with the where do you see yourself in years to come part of the process. Fill the board with things you hold dear, your whys for wanting to move ahead, the rewards or dreams you want to fulfill, and some quotes to help you reach your goals. Researching people that have been successful is a big part of this journey. Find like-minded people that will support your idea to be an entrepreneur and bounce questions off of them. Join groups on LinkedIn or Facebook. Join a local business group. Find owners of businesses that are in the field you are looking at and ask them if you can meet them for coffee or just sit down and talk for a bit. Let people know you're in the searching phase of planning for a new business. Writing down what makes you the happiest is an offspring of what will happen when you allow your thoughts to just be. Excuse me. When you are in the quiet place, remember no interruptions. Write down what comes to you. Likewise, keep a pad of paper handy in your purse or use Evernote or your phone. And when the thought hits you, no matter where you are, just jot it down. Set goals and rewards for yourself. As you go through these steps, give yourself some small reward for accomplishing each step. It is no easy feat to go through these steps. It's not like you're going to get it all done in a day. It's a process, and the process takes time. So as you finish each step, treat yourself to something special. Discovering something you are passionate about will easily come to you as you work through these steps. As you uncover all the thoughts, likes, dreams, and hopes, it will become clear to you what you are most passionate about. This is what we call a niche. This is where you can focus building your business. Make sure you pull from the list you're making and limit your niche to no more than 3 or 4 things. You will find over time you may even drop down to 1 or 2 things. This will help you in steps to come later with your business plan and your marketing. Above all, adopt an attitude of gratitude and focus on the positive. Going through the brainstorming isn't meant to be difficult. It should actually be a fun process. Yes, you'll be doing a lot of soul searching and thinking, but this should all be part of life's journey. Remember to give yourself positive affirmations and keep your focus. Surround yourself with positive people and positive thoughts. If you follow your passions, follow these steps, and focus, it will make you feel positive, alive, full of self-worth, confident, and allow you to surround yourself with all the goodness that you truly enjoy and love. All right, so we are going to do another poll.
Yep.
All right. What techniques do you use to create ideas? Always should be some kind of music in here, don't you think? Every time I do this, I say the same thing.
Where's the Jeopardy music?
We'll close that out. Oh my gosh, everybody is just getting this, like, picking the same answer. This is, like, amazing, isn't it?
Perfect.
All right. Technique used to create your ideas, internet research. That is a really good one.
Yes, it is.
All right. And viability research. Well, that's simply researching the steps that will lead you to your business plan. The viability research is a vital part of this process. Keep in mind that in order to do a thorough viability study, you should take into consideration the actions of reading reports, such as those offered by the U.S. Small Business Administration. You can also use other federal and state agencies, do some market research by gathering information from industry associations, web searches, newspapers, magazines, and others in the industry that you're looking at. Yes, this means your competitors, but also your collaborators. This can be invaluable information in determining the potential of your idea. For example, if you don't know if your product will appeal to a certain age group or region, the viability research really helps here. Remember the following areas when conducting your research. What is your product? What does it do? How is it different or better than others? Who will be your target market? Who will be the end user or the buyer? How will you promote, market, and sell those products? Who are your competitors? Can potential competitors be collaborators? And how? This step in the journey of your process does take time. It may be very useful to you to have some help with this area. It can be intensive to do some of the research and take up a lot of time, but it is certainly not a step that you want to overlook because it is vital to the survival of your business idea and will lead you into setting up the business plan.
Last poll.
And yep, last poll. What type of goal setting have you done? Now, don't tell me everybody's going to pick the same answer here.
Surely not.
Career, financial, physical, all of them.
There are a lot of different ways. All right.
Or none of them. All right, and on with goal setting.
All right. Once you've created your idea or concept for your business, you'll want to set your goals and objectives. Simply defined goals are where you want to grow, and objectives are the steps that it takes to get there. Everyone has a need for goals in their daily life, whether it be personal, physical, health, nutrition. Now that you've decided to own your own business, you'll need to start setting goals in your business. These are key components in creating a roadmap for your business from inception, and you will continue to set goals and objectives every year, quarter, and month. They will guide your moves and give you direction. These goals are pillars and markers to success. In order to reach those pillars, you will implement objectives, the steps it takes to get there. One of the first things you'll want to accomplish using your brainstorming ideas and viability research that Pam spoke of earlier is to define your mission statement. This is a general broad stroke statement that defines your company for years and years. It will state what you want to accomplish in your company long term, and it will continue to be your guide, something you reflect on every year to set new goals. Not just to make money, but what does your product or service do? Examples would be to improve lives, provide world-class customer service, have knowledgeable staff, bring the latest in technology, etc. You get the idea. Think about the answers to your viability questions and then let that help you determine what will set you apart from the competition and write it down. Now that you have your mission statement created, break it down and ask yourself, how will I accomplish the different pieces within your mission statement with a 2 to 3 set objective that will help you get there? Create a flow chart, so to speak, with your mission statement at the top, The next level is each goal, and under each goal is your objective or steps to accomplish that goal. An example goal is to provide world-class customer service. This is where you want to grow your business. Some objectives for that might be to have an employee training program, create an incentive program for meeting metrics, and create a resolution guide for employees, a sort of if this, then that scenario guide to help employees learn how to create a thorough customer transaction. Again, this is just an example, but it's a piece of your mission statement as a goal followed by a 2 to 3 step process that will help you accomplish that goal. This is a great method when you're starting out. I personally used this technique throughout my 15 years in my former retail business. Reflecting on my mission statement, every time I wanted to make a change, I would break down the different components of my mission statement and create goals and objectives to propel me forward. In my research to find alternative ways to set goals and objectives, I came across a great article on dummies.com, a collaborative article written by Stephen D. Peterson, Peter E. Jarrett, and Barbara Finley Schenk that puts a name on a few other goal-setting techniques that I used in my prior 15-year experience. One of those methods is known as the ACEs method, an acronym that stands for Achieve, Conserve, Eliminate, and Steer Clear. Again, a method I used in my former business to not only think about what I wanted in my business, but to address the things that I didn't want in my business. This method is a great tool to use in the planning stages of your business and in the following stages to grow your business year over year. Let's break down the different parts to this. Achieve. Ask yourself what you want to achieve in the future. Where do you want to grow? An example would be to get my website up and running or get 2 new clients this quarter. Conserve. Ask yourself, where do you want to keep or conserve in your business? What's working in your business? An example would be knowledgeable staff or quality of product. Eliminate. Obviously, you're searching for what you want to get rid of. What's not working in your business? Things such as high cost of doing business, inefficiencies, or redundancy in process. And last, steer clear. What might be some of the things you want to avoid? Have you determined a process that's creating a huge time suck or provides poor customer experience, and you need to avoid it to avoid more disasters? This step might require you to have a little experience in your field and industry, because again, you're attempting to define what pitfalls you want to avoid in your processes. Things like high staff turnover or low average sale per client, and what pieces of your business are worth keeping. Once you've answered each one of these questions, you can then simply create a set of objectives that will answer each question. Again, an all-important step is to write it down. Put it into a format or organize it in a physical layout that resonates with you. Hang it in your office for you to reference often. Every step that you make in the beginning stages of planning needs to be a reflection of your mission statement and then a reflection of your goals. I discovered one more method, to put a name on it, to break down your goal setting process. It's called the cover all your bases strategy. These bases being defined as daily work, problem solving, developmental, innovation, and profitability. The different segments of your business that you'll want to consider making different goals in. Within the daily work, you'll want to think about what you will do in your day-to-day operations and then ways to improve your everyday effectiveness. Things like operations, orders and sales, customer follow-through, bill pay and bookkeeping, all the items that affect your day-to-day operations. And then what are some strategies that you will implement to improve upon that daily work? Most of mine were the creation of process delivery sheets, a written guide that I created so that my employees could see how they were expected to carry out certain duties as I wanted them to be done. They were methods that created efficiency and overall daily effectiveness starting at the very basic level of my day. Next might be to ponder problem-solving goals. This could be your motivation for why you started your business in the first place, a particular challenge that you're experiencing within your industry. List 2 to 3 problems you see in your industry and create goals to solve them. Again, create a visual so you and your boys can visibly keep track of your direction and method. It will improve the driving force behind your company to have everyone see and participate in the execution. Setting development goals. This will guide you and your staff to develop and learn new skills and improve expertise. Maybe learn new software that streamlines your business, or learn a new program that will generate a new revenue stream for you. And within innovation goals, it's all about improving your product and service. Try to identify any new innovative approaches that will have a deep and long-term effect on your business and industry. And lastly, setting profitability goals. This one is about the bottom line, where you want or need it to be. We are all in business to make money to support our family and lifestyle, so it's important to create goals that expand on profitability too. The more revenue you have coming in and the less you have going out will protect your ability to stay in business. If you aren't making money, you won't be around long. So set goals to increase revenue and reduce costs. Some of the most important rules to keep in mind as you set your goals are for them to be simple and clear, not only to you, but to your staff. Make sure your goals are reflective of your mission statement, the key item in creating that broad umbrella of which to base your big and little goals upon. Be flexible because you are a startup, or just because you're human. Goals are made to create a benchmark, and you might find yourself 2 months into business and realize that a particular goal is off, so you need to revise. Don't worry about revisions, and don't focus on, I got it wrong. Just set a different goal and move on. Maybe a shorter goal that will eventually lead to your original goal. Your steps might need to be a little different, but it's all learning and growing in the end. And last, don't be afraid to think big. Just be sure to break down the big picture into small pieces. For as they say, Rome wasn't built in a day.
I love that. Good stuff, Dee.
Thank you, Pam. You too. Thank you.
All right, so just a few points to remember, reviewing what we spoke about today. You want to remember to envision yourself and where you'll be in years to come. Create your vision for your business, and that involves multiple steps, but ultimately it will lead to your mission statement. Conducting a viability study, researching your industry, this is an essential part of the process. An important step is to network with others in your industry. Lots of people are at a different step, and some can offer some sage advice to you. And think about what Dee spoke about in her goal method section. Using the ACEs method is a great addition to assist you with your goal setting. Remember to cover your bases, stay flexible and open, and break down larger goals. Assessing your financial situation to determine income needs is also a very important piece of the journey.
Building your dreams will be rewarding, yet hard work to get off the ground. There are days you will question why you've made this major change. I know I have. And maybe what your true direction really is. Those are the times you will need help the most. You don't need to be an expert at everything to be an entrepreneur. And having a virtual administrator such as Pam or I to help you through the parts that you aren't certain of is important. We are highly skilled and specialized entrepreneurs, just like you, that can help you with research, your business plan, business structure, or even goal setting. Once you are up and running, we can help with the day-to-day office admin work and keeping you on track. You can trust us to do your busy work and keep track of details so you can focus on sales, client leads, and growing your business. Consider us as a source of energy that will keep you on task and keep you focused. With all that you have on your to-do list, what can we help you with today?
Okay, I want to remind everybody that the brainstorming guide is your free handout for attending our webinar live today. We hope that you find it useful in remembering all that we spoke about, and you can use it to help start the process. Our next webinar in the series is scheduled for Tuesday, February 7th, and we'll be talking about the next step to take, which is a business plan. So we hope you can join us for that. And we always like to end our webinars with an inspirational quote. And Dee and I thought that this one was spot on for this series. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. And you'll find information on how to get in touch with both myself and Dee at the bottom of the screen. And if we can help you in any way in your process, just reach out to us. And we want to thank you for attending our webinar today.
Thank you.
And I'm just going to check the chat box and make sure there aren't any questions that came in. If anybody has any, just feel free to take down our information here on the screen, and you can always shoot us an email, and we'll get back in touch with you. And I think that is it for today's webinar.
Awesome. Great.
Thanks
Thank
again.
you all for joining us.